Hey guys, Chaps here, and welcome back to Shifting Gears. Today we'll be discussing various aspects of the Gears 4 campaign. This is the fourth and final video for the campaign discussion. Check out the description for links to the other videos. I'll also have the full 2-hour video available on Friday if that's more your style. As always, I have the guest profiles and a write-up of my personal views linked below. Thanks for watching, but now let's finish off the discussion. But as far as the story goes, what about Gears 5?
I would not be surprised if the whole swarm thing infecting the Jin bot doesn't get brought up again in Gears 5. I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
That would make me sad, because I feel like that was put there for a reason.
That's huge implications.
Yeah.
I want to see them go...
Campaign, the very end. Very end.
Yeah.
Necklace.
Yeah, so that foreshadowing. So what do we expect to see in Gears 5? Are we all in agreement that they didn't actually show Reyna dying, so she's probably not?
She's dead.
You think she's fully dead?
Are we all in agreement that Kate should have noticed the symbol on all the scions?
Or at least notice, like, yeah, this is the symbol of the locust. Like,
she's not very bright, is she?
It doesn't matter.
I don't know what they're...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Or at least JD to be like, wait, what's that on the other side?
I don't know where they're going with Kate being Mira's granddaughter, yeah. I hope they don't go the obvious route and just like have Kate become new Mira.
Yeah.
But
I hope that
based on Gears 1 or Gears 4.
It's Mira and Adam Phoenix's kid, and then JD and Kate have incest. Let's make it gross. Let's go Game of Thrones route.
That's the...
Alright, Jess, you can go in timeout now. Let's
I want them
let the grown-ups talk.
We're just gonna cut that.
Trilogy.
We're just gonna cut that.
Now let the grown-ups talk.
I would like the next one to start like 10 years later.
What were you saying, Schwartz?
Oh, jeez.
The whole, like, having her be related to Mira and also related to JD or something like that. I want them to move away from the old series and not have, like, everybody be somebody's kid.
Yeah.
Right. Well, can Star Wars tell, like, everyone is related to a Skywalker or something like that?
Yeah.
Everyone's a Skywalker. Except for Rey, apparently, now.
They might change
That's
that.
the best thing to happen to Rey.
They might change that.
No.
They probably will.
No.
Because, what's-his-face didn't really have plans with that. Anyway, sorry.
Alright, so COG and Outsiders. We touched on this a bit earlier. Do we think that... So they're not going to be, like, actively fighting each other in Gears 5, but they won't be, like, fully teamed up?
The fact that Reyna is dead now and no longer part of the Outsiders
Allegedly.
means that they won't be fighting like they were at the end of Act 1. Like, actually, like, attacking them. But
yeah,
the Outsiders will still want nothing to do with the COG.
It'll probably turn into, like, a COG...
It's Stranded. It's just another Stranded.
Yeah, where they just sort of, like, they don't want to be there, but they're not, you know...
We're all stranded now.
But,
yeah.
So to my point earlier of enemies, do you think we'll be fighting Guardians and Trackers in Gears 5?
Yes.
Probably, yeah, because they're like taking over. The pouncers can take over the enemies.
Well,
I think that's what's going to happen.
No, I mean like you mean like
money on it.
non-infected though, like
in any form. Is Eric yelling something?
I think he.
I could really see the very first part, the first mission is a defense of a settlement. Like the Swarm are attacking it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And
I want to
fuck it. A wind flare is happening at the same time. It's like
I want to
everything.
I want to see Gears 5 do like the Apocalypse Now route, where you're like on a boat traveling somewhere and you keep like going
Gears
from
3.
location to location. Except better. I want to see them go to places that you've never seen before.
So we've covered that a little bit. What do we think will happen with the Swarm and who's leading the Swarm, or where do you think the Swarm will go next?
The Swarm get pants.
Can I just mute Jess?
Yeah, let the adults talk again.
She's done.
Who's gonna
pants? Actually,
who's gonna lead the pants?
Assless chaps.
Who's gonna lead the pants?
Who's gonna lead the pants?
Probably another Scion, unless
I don't know.
It'll be this one.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole thing with them, like the swarm being, like telepathic or whatever, or being a hive mind. I feel like they're trying to avoid having a mirror character where there's like some leader. It seems like they're trying to go.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
But then
I don't
again,
know
like,
where they're gonna go.
the locusts were never like. There's only one instance, and that's in Rom's Shadow, where it's like, are they telepathic? Because like Rom with Mira, but then in Gears 2, you see Mira using like a PA system at Nexus. So it's like, are they telepathic or not, or is Rom just special? Which I was kind of hoping they were gonna do that in the Rise of Rom.
Special. Anyway,
Rom's just a badass.
I
But
feel
yeah, I
like
think that's where they're going with the swarm.
the telepathic thing could have been attributed to some sort of side effect with the
Emulsion. Well, like with the emulsion, that's a hive mind type of thing. But locusts were inherently landmen, but that's just
Yeah.
that's just me.
I really think that they do need a leader, just because I feel like it makes the.
It's a game that you have to have a boss.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have to, but we all know how we felt at the end of Gears 4. I didn't find that very.
Bossy.
Yeah, the whole hive mind thing seems like kind of a cop out to me.
If the swarm can like form together a big swarm, that would be kind of cool.
All right, next topic. You have to be nice to me.
Make it civil, and then you talk. Oh my god.
All right, yeah. Before this, everyone, Jess is saying, "Oh, guys, now you have to be nice to me and not make fun of me. We have to be civil." And then she starts bringing up, "I want incest."
I want things.
It works on Game of Thrones.
Dude,
It does.
That works
I
on fan
want
fiction.
things to not be predictable. I want an unhappy ending because that's gonna make me happy. Because it's not predictable.
Sarah just becomes a
I do,
lifeless husk of a planet.
I don't want.
There's no more natural resources.
The
So
best
yes,
thing
that
that can happen to Gears 5 is for them to just like completely be unexpected. Like they need to like
Yeah.
Start with not even have JD. It's just completely
yeah.
new characters on the other part of the world.
hell yeah, bring it on, let's go.
Dell just dies right there. Boom, like oh.
Oh my god, I would love for Dell to die. And that would bring me into this next topic, and that's the freaking mechanics
And then
in the
Cole,
campaign.
And then Cole reveals that he was actually Dell's father.
Oh my god.
Like, oh my god!
Alright,
Hey, remember when you're trying to put a fortification down and like Dell was like, no.
god,
I'm
the
gonna stand right
AI.
here and screw your death.
The AI are so dumb. Alright, are you both talking about the freaking elevator defense segment trying to set
Yeah.
up sentries against the wall, and Dell is just like, no, this is my
And
spot.
try to put up fences so they can't jump through the windows, and Dell's like, this is my spot. Get out of
No,
here.
I'm here.
Claimed.
That's me. Yeah. So, AI. Oh my god. Please fix them, or just have them go have a tea party in the other room and let the big boys
Or
fight.
at the very least,
When
give us a
has AI
Tac-Com
ever been
option so we
good?
can tell them where to get out of the way.
And that's
Like,
the other
yeah.
Tell
thing.
them to go do something.
Why did they remove that from Gears 1? You had that when you held Tac-Com, you could hit was like
I like
A or
that in
X.
Gears 1.
Roll credits.
Dodger, do you remember in Mass Effect Andromeda how that was with your teammates? I know, I don't like the game either, but do you remember that mechanic? How it was
Yes.
really.
Did you
I
guys
feel like
Go
you
to
need to
this
like.
spot.
Yeah,
did you
need
play
to
Rainbow Six
direct-
Vegas? Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah,
direct
that's the
your
way to
team.
go, yeah,
You need to tell your teammates where you want them and to stay there and defend that damn area.
that's yes.
Vegas was like, you point to an area, say, hey, go there. Or if one of your teammates gets downed, your teammate doesn't go and revive your other teammate. You tell him, like, hey, you need to go revive this dude, and then he'll go do it. It gives you full
need
control
Yes.
to direct them.
Plus, I mean, on top of that, they should just make their AI not quite so dumb.
Yeah. We need not dumb AI. I don't care if we have full, like, Rainbow Six
will
or Mass Effect style, like, control of directing your character or AI, but there needs to be some sort of
Something,
control. Because
I
right
will
now it
say
is
that
ridiculous.
they were pretty good at reviving you and shooting the enemies. It was nowhere near Dom in Gears 1. Oh my god, that was awful.
Or Dell getting, like, I just remember being outside of the museum, having Dell run upstairs in the museum fighting people, getting downed, and crawling all the way back out for us to revive him so he could
so far.
so that he could run back
Put him
up
in a
there.
lift.
That's one of the AI things that really needs to be worked on. I think for each segment, TC designated some areas. It's like, this is where the AI is supposed to be and where they're supposed to be fighting, because they expect you to be there. But like that museum segment, we went back outside and fought somewhere else. So, but Dell was like, nah, we're supposed to be inside, guys. So he went in there and fought. Would get down to come back out for us to revive him, and then just run back in there instead of, staying with the team.
And part of me's kind of torn on the fact that, like, if Dell got down, the bot got downed, didn't matter. You didn't have to go revive him. He wasn't going to die.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. They couldn't bleed
I like
out.
that because it made things easier, but then again, it made things easier, so...
We would just let Dell get down. It's like, all right, cool, he's not in our way now.
He would crawl, like, forever until we revived him and go back in and try to kill them, and we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They were more, like, helpful. Well, not helpful. They were more useful when they were down.
Yeah.
They
Not
weren't in your
causing
way.
problems.
Weren't
Yeah.
standing in front of your grenades or your boom shots or whatever. Let's see. On the topic of like mechanics in the campaign and stuff, we hit on this a little bit earlier. It's a 2-player co-op game.
Yes. And the way you get into the second player co-op is so stupid. That you
George,
have
your
to, like...
camera loves to lose focus.
I know. I don't know
This
why
is
it's doing
ridiculous.
it. Like, yeah. It's done it like 12 times. It's still doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway. But the fact that you have to, like, start the game and then join it, like, select your character and your difficulty is so irritating. Especially when you're, like, doing difficulty-specific, like, achievements. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, crap, did I mess up by not, like, did I take too long getting into my character and not selecting?
What are all your thoughts on the fact that it is 2-player instead of 4-player co-op?
Why do you have 3 characters if it's 2-player co-op?
But you can choose your personality, Schwartz.
What
From-
personality?
Personality A or personality A? Both choices.
You know, they were so happy to go back to couch co-op, but I think one of the things I like better about... There was so much more you could do with 4 players.
Yeah.
But and like I don't know why their argument for couch co-op doesn't make sense, because you can have a 3-player option and still do couch co-op. If you just have 2 people, you select, like, you play split screen and just choose 2 of the characters. But if you have 3 people who want to play the game and you have a 3rd character that you can't use, it's...
I really supported them with the whole 2-player thing, because they made a big deal of like, all right, now we're really going to be able to focus on character development on this core set of players and not need to build out 4 of them. But it's like, one's Marcus, he's already developed. The other 3 have like a random spin of the wheel character. You didn't do a great job developing it. So I was all for the idea of it, but at the same time, you didn't follow
dumb.
through.
Because you've already got 3 characters. Even if, like, they did a great job of developing the characters, there were still 3 of them. And so, no matter what, you're always gonna, like, why not have 3-player co-op?
Yeah, it was never 2 at one time. It was always 3. Like in like 1 or 2, you had year 2 players, and then one that would come in and leave to help with the story progression.
Yeah.
So one question I have is, how would you guys feel about, like, after you beat the campaign, you unlock 4-player co-op so that they're able to focus on that, like, that character development stuff they wanted and do the story the way they want, but then, like, players 3 and 4 might be generic cogs that come in, kind of like what Halo did, where...
That seems unnecessary.
But it gives them the ability to have 4-player co-op. It's like, okay, these characters, they're not going to be in the cutscenes or whatever, but they're just generic cogs to come with you so that you're able to play 4-player. Like Halo did it in...
Still wear your helmets. Mm-hmm.
It's like Halo did it in Halo 2, I think, where it was like, you could
always
have
just, like,
like a
Halo 3
couple
did it.
extra arbiter dudes like walking around with you, and that's not canon at all. It's not part of the story, but you guys
Just
want
lets you
4-player
play-
co-op?
Yeah.
Here, you can play 4-player co-op.
How did they advertise this game?
What?
It was like,
As Gears 4.
yeah, like, no, like, it was
It's
really
like-
social. It was friends, play with friends.
Well, I thought it was Never Fight Alone.
Never fight alone. So we're gonna put you with 2 people here. I'm not even gonna get into verses.
But then they were like we went from 4 to 2 because we wanted to be like a more personal story. Like it was more like that, but it's like
There was no personal story.
there was no
Well-
exactly.
Well,
and
it made me...
do the never fight alone. They really should have just gone the route of 4 players. It would have opened up so many more opportunities for campaign, replayability a little bit more, especially if they added different modes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, with all these other achievements they added, I really hated going back and playing campaign over and over and over again because it was nothing new. It was nothing to shoot for. It was just to get the achievement.
Yeah, and that kind of transitions us into this last segment that's like replayability and stuff. So there's achievements, and then the big thing from Gears 3 that wasn't included in this was the arcade mode.
Arcade mode.
Like,
how do you lose that?
I want big head pouncer.
Like,
why can't I have big head pouncer?
Honestly, so we need mutators, obviously. But even if you didn't have that, having some sort of time system or scoring system, it adds a little bit of replay value from people who want to be able to be the top of the leaderboards or whatever.
And have a way for people who only like to play a campaign to earn credits or something.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that. Jeez, TC, come on, let people earn credits.
Like, I mean, the whole arcade...
Especially if you're going to make us play the campaign like 7 times through. At least let us get credits in it.
Well, and that's... adding mutators and stuff like that in arcade mode would allow for replay value and not make you bored out of your freaking mind going for these achievements.
And you know, a lot of the way the games that are coming out now, moving forward, are trying to be so social and stuff. I just find it so odd that they would go the 2-player route in like such a static campaign situation. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's. I really missed
it. Achievement-wise, I feel some of them were interesting, but it was really a lot of, okay, go play the campaign again and have this very small variation on what you're doing. By including mutators or a challenge system, something that allows them to introduce challenges, it will greatly increase replay value and, like, I don't know how to say this any other way. It's replay value will be increased. You'll give new challenges to people. It won't be boring.
Yeah. I also didn't like how they kept releasing these achievements just to have people play again. That's what it felt like. It didn't really feel like it was rewarding any of the people that have been playing since the beginning.
The no Nasher and no Lancer achievement was like, that wasn't difficult at all.
No, I was surprised. I didn't have a real issue with it.
That was really just, hey, go play campaign on hardcore or higher again. That's really what the achievement felt like.
And don't earn credits for your time.
Yeah.
There's also no DLC for the campaign for first. Well, I mean, Gears 1 it's not DLC, but there was that PC level.
Yeah.
Gears 2, you had the Road to Ruin. Gears 3, you had an entire new campaign. Judgment had the Aftermath thing, but now it's just. Well, I mean, there's no DLC anyway.
I don't know if it was like their work timeline or what, that it was just they couldn't get it done. But I feel with games nowadays, these are things that should be coming with the be expected. I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to like. I understand that there aren't like a smaller studio. That
not
like
anymore.
Well, I mean,
they still are.
They're not like as big as.
Like
Naughty Dog.
So they don't. I mean, I guess I don't want to like expect too much of them, but something I feel like is.
I would rather have had like campaign DLC than all these skins.
Yeah. Or I don't know. I guess we've talked about their season pass stuff and other.
Yeah, that we won't touch on that here.
I really hope that moving forward, though, that they've learned a lot from this experience.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't like the campaign. I liked it. I liked the game for the most part. It's frustrating at times, and they did a great job on it. But there was just some things I felt that they came up a little short on.
Yeah.
Like Luchador Oscar.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about
Oscar in general.
I don't want to talk about.
No, just wait. Next week they're going to announce.
Actually, we haven't touched on Oscar at all. What are your thoughts on Oscar?
I didn't like him.
Annoying, and then
he does. Yeah.
He doesn't die.
I didn't like him.
A wasted opportunity.
Just leave him dead is a wasted opportunity.
Well, I mean, they have this like big name actor as his, and the character is
Yeah.
Who seemed really oblivious to everything when he was being interviewed.
He's an extremely forgettable character, except for the fact that he was in multiplayer so much. If he wasn't in multiplayer, you would forget about him. I didn't even have him on my list of characters.
Do you remember do you remember the concept art that they had for him? I was really sad that they went the whole like drunks, goofy. I don't know. I just didn't like it. If he was like stronger and more, leader-like, serious, perhaps. Do you remember the concept art I'm talking about?
Nope.
I just feel like not to insult you, but I feel like he was like the Schwartz character almost.
He is. Oscar and Schwartz are like.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have done better. I mean, it was like Schwartz light. If I'm being honest.
Schwartz would have had better multiplayer lines.
Ooh, wow, that was fun. All right.
You know how to not do that in the mic?
No, I haven't learned that yet.
Should work on it.
All right, I'll practice that later. Let's see. The last note I had on here was, so we've brought up Memento Mori a lot, and I brought up the tomatoes at one point.
Easter
eggs. So actually, yeah, I thought there were some pretty good campaign Easter eggs, but do you think that they should disable achievements for using Easter eggs like Memento Mori?
I kind of do. Well, I mean, kind of do, especially if it's something like Memento Mori that changes.
I would say if it's the Memento Mori, then
because I mean, once we figured out how to do it,
either one.
Like I don't remember most of the boss fights from the last half of the game because it was just like get the Memento Mori and then one hit has any is even remotely challenging.
It's like honestly, it was a lot more challenging when I was on a hardcore and Schwartz was on Inconceivable, just doing that run for the Lantern Asher thing and your Inconceivable achievement, because we weren't able to have Memento Mori.
Like we were still learning the mechanics of those later boss fights because we played through them originally and didn't pay attention to it, and then we didn't learn anything on other playthroughs.
Oh, I forgot there was a boss here.
Yeah. And holy crap! Oh, you can get him to you should split up here because you can get him to look one way and shoot him in the butt the other way.
I think if it was harder to find Memento Mori and it was one of those weapons that were just recently found and stuff like that, I think that would have changed everything. I think I could have done everything on an Inconceivable, got that achievement.
I just feel like
with this.
It shouldn't count for the achievements.
Yeah.
It's too cheesy.
Yeah.
Cheese gun.
It does. It feels like it breaks. I mean, it doesn't break the game, but
no, it does. It does.
Well,
Especially,
it diminishes the achievement.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bleep bloop. Achievement. All right. Is there anything else campaign related that we want to talk about? Because we've gone through my entire list now.
I don't know.
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
Lots of room for improvement, I guess.
Yeah, get some. Expand your writing pool. Get your writing team. Spend some money on it.
Which was better, the campaign or the season pass?
Campaign.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it did make me pause.
It could always be better.
All right.
Campaign could be worse.
Is there anything
Season
that
pass
you
cannot be
liked?
worse.
I feel like this movie this video
Yeah.
This movie
bitching about stuff.
I said the prologue.
Prologue was fun.
Prologue.
No,
Okay,
I think
but that was kind of a throwback to everything else. Was there anything new from the campaign?
no.
you
We
liked?
have hit on a few things that we.
I like the environments. I like the character designs.
Yeah.
I think that compared to previous games, this one looks really good.
Yeah, a lot of it blended together, but it
It
did
looked
look
great.
good.
And I feel like there's definitely room, there's definitely room for improvement. It doesn't look as good as other, AAA games that have come out for this generation, but I think that it was a really cool step up from previous Gears games.
Yeah.
Part of me kind of wishes it was open world with
Oh,
quests.
yes, I wanted to bring that up in terms of the mechanics. I think they should try to start working in open world ish. I don't
Looting?
want to see Horizon Zero Dawn where it's just this big
No, take that down. Take that down.
where it's
Typos.
just this big area that you have free reign, like where there's no like Gears' thing is that it's like you go from point A to point B, and it's very linear. And I don't think that they should necessarily change that up, but they could like work on like giving you variety in the way you approach parts of the campaign.
Yeah.
I was talking about it with Chaps, where they should, instead of having like hallways, you should go like from arena to arena, where like there's one way you go through. That's obviously the way you'd go through the campaign segment, but then like the more you look around in this area, there's different ways through. Like that part where you got outside of the map that one time, and it was this big like area that you could like stagger through, but the campaign only took you through one little hallway. I think it would be cool if that whole area had been part of the campaign, and you can like break down walls, and it lets you like bring in some of the destructible environments where like you can't destroy everything. You can't just like blast your way through and get from point A to point B as quickly as possible, but it gives you more room to like explore these areas. I think it would open up some really cool avenues to like hide Easter eggs in certain places.
Yeah.
And give you more like freedom to like create cover or create different avenues through the campaign. So instead of like going from one hallway to the next, you go from one arena to the next, which has different ways through each arena.
Yep. Anyone else got anything to add? I don't really know what else I can add to that, Schwartz. I mean, you kind of hit it there. It's less 1D.
Yeah, like
If you
don't have to.
describe the campaign in one word, what would it be?
Wait, describe
Functional?
the Gears
Describe
4?
the Gears of War 4 campaign in one word. What would it be?
Functional.
Okay.
All right.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Meh.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't anything outstanding.
Yeah, it was an okay first, well, I guess second attempt. They had UE to kind of like.
Well, this was their first
They
attempt
didn't
at
write
writing.
that, though.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I
them
mean-
writing it.
So
Also,
yeah, it was a
the
good
kind of
first
trailer
attempt.
was kind of say like this is going to be this type of story, but then it wasn't.
I do, yeah.
You were never running away from the swarm.
hmm
You were actually chasing them.
And the fact, yeah,
Wait.
like the swarm was the enemy from.
You were chasing the swarm this whole time.
Yeah, and the swarm was the enemy from square one in all of their like promotional material. It was always you versus the swarm, and then when the game came out, you spent the first half of the game fighting the
DBs.
cog and the DBs. And I mean, if that's the way they wanted to go, then I feel like that's how they should have advertised it. So that
Well, they didn't want to spoil stuff. They only announced the DBs like
They didn't
slightly
want to
before.
spoil stuff, but they had all
Oh,
these
God.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Check out the spoiler link below.
Ding ding. That's a fun video.
All right. I think we'll start to wrap things up then. I'm not gonna do the normal one last around the room. We're all Team Tac-Com. We've got our Twitter handles in the lower parts of our boxes, and I've got all of our links to our Twitter profiles and stuff down in the description, so you can, check us out. Look at Jess posting about dogs, Dodger posting
I don't
awesome
post all the time.
about
Dodger
Fortnite.
with Fortnite stuff.
Fortnite
Schwartz
stuff, any gear stuff. Any
Schwartz with his random ramblings that make me
Sport
laugh,
stuff.
and me apparently pissing
making
somebody.
friends.
gear.
And
Yeah,
Passively, aggressively.
If you want to grab some popcorn and watch some drama, just follow Chaps.
Yeah,
nobody likes Chaps.
I make friends really easily online.
He pays us, actually.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
What? You
yeah.
get
Oh, sorry, Dodger.
You weren't supposed to tell him that. All right. And with that, I think we will wrap it up. Thanks for joining, you guys, and yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye!
Bye bye.
Now you can poop, Dodger.
Boop.